Welcome back guys to Marvel Champions, the card game. This is the Mad Titan Shadow expansion. In this video we're going to take a look at Adam Warlock, his pre-con deck against Ebony Maw. My previous video was Spectrum versus Ebony Maw. If you want to check that out, find that on my channel. We're going to go back and forth to each hero, fight each villain individually. So this is the Adam Warlock pre-con deck. Now, this is probably the most bizarre hero I've seen so far. As you can see, I've got 4 piles of aspect cards from each aspect. And this isn't a specific aspect deck. This deck includes all aspects. So as you can see from this alter ego card here, Avatar of Life, during deck building, your deck must include an equal number of cards from all 4 aspects. You cannot include more than 1 copy of any not Adam Warlock card. So apart from his deck here, we can include cards from all the aspects. So I must include cards from all the aspects, but only 1 card from each. So deck building for Adam Warlock is going to be really strange and bizarre. You can put any card in there from any aspect. As long as it's 1 copy of each and it's an even number of cards for each aspect, that is fine. So it's a very bizarre deck. So apart from that ability, he has 3 recovery, 6 hand size, 11 hit points, pretty much like Spectrum. As an action, discard a card from your hand and remove a status card from Adam Warlock. It's a pretty good ability. If you're stunned or confused, get a card from your hand, get a status card from Adam Warlock. His deck will filter through his deck quite fast, discarding cards for his ability and other actions, getting cards from the game, putting cards into the encounter deck even. It's a very weird deck. So his hero side now, Adam Warlock, 1 thought, 1 attack, 2 defense, hand size 5, Guardian Mystic, Battle Mage, action. Discard 1 card from your hand once per phase. And then based on what card it is, what aspect it is, different effects. So aggression, 2 damage to an enemy, justice, 2 threat from a scheme, protection, heal 1 damage from an ally, leadership, give a hero +1 to fort, attack and defense this round. So it's a pretty good card because if you have cards in your hand that you can't play or dud cards, you can use them to get rid of a threat from a scheme, get 2 damage from an enemy, and that of course gets past confusion, gets past being stunned as well, so it's pretty good. So that's his card the way. Let's look at his signature cards now, his hero cards. So we have 2 copies of Cosmic Ward. This is an upgrade for 1. Kind of like Spider-Man's Spider Sense card, but it's actually an upgrade, so it'll sit on the battlefield. And there's a Force Interrupt. When you reveal a treachery card, cancel its when revealed effect and discard it, and then discard Cosmic Ward. So it sits there like a trap. When a treachery is revealed, discard that, discard the treachery. This is a good card. Quantum Magic, we have 2 copies of this. So event for 1, action, choose a card in your discard pile, add that card to your hand, which is handy because we're going to go through our deck quite fast and filter through our cards quite quickly. So Cosmic Ward, discard it, play this, bring it back, put it out again. Cancel treacheries quite easily, it's pretty good, pretty handy. We have 3 copies of Karmic Blast. Attack superpower for 2. Event, this is a hero action attack. Deal 4 damage to an enemy and discard up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Deal 1 additional damage to that enemy for each different aspect discarded this way. So aggression, justice, leadership and protection. So you deal 4 damage, you choose how many cards from discard. So you choose 1, 2, 3 or 4. Discard them, and then for each different aspect you get extra damage. So if we revealed 2 justice cards, 2 protection cards, the extra 2 damage. If we reveal 1 of each, extra 4 damage. Not bad for 2, cost of 2. Okay, we have 2 copies of Cosmic Awareness. Event for 2, a thwart action. Remove 3 threat from a scheme and discard up to 4 cards top of your deck. Remove 1 additional threat from that scheme for each different aspect discarded this way. So much like Karmic Blast, same kind of thing, but with threat from a scheme. Move threat, discard cards, extra threat for each different aspect. It's a very bizarre deck. Now, Soul World is one of my favourite cards in this deck. It's such a good card. So it's support for 1. Location card. Response. After your deck runs out of cards, place 1 soul counter here. And then as an alter ego action, we can exhaust Soul World, remove a soul counter from it, and heal all damage for identity. That's all damage, which is 1 cost. And because we're going through our deck quite fast, we'll hit counters on here more often than not, and then you can just flip over it and heal your health completely. You don't even need to exhaust Adam Warlock. You get full health heal from identity. It's such a good card to have out, and it works so well in this deck. We also have a copy of Warlock's Cape. Upgrade for 2. After you resolve Adam Warlock's Battle Mage ability, exhaust Warlock's Cape and ready Adam Warlock. The Battle Mage ability is his discard cards from your hand and do something, so it's pretty good because you can defend or attack, discard a card, dash damage, remove threat, and then exhaust Adam Warlock to get him back up to, being ready again, so it's a really good card. We also have 2 copies of Mystic Senses, so upgrade for 2. After you resolve Adam Warlock's Battle Mage ability, draw a card. It works so well because this will replace the cards you discard with this. So you put this down, discard a card for its ability, and then draw a card back up from doing that. Also, there's 2 of these, and they're not unique either. So you can both out at once if you wanted to. It's pretty good. We also have a copy of Karmic Staff, an upgrade for 2. Exhaust Karmic Staff generates a resource, which is really good because there's not a hero action, it's not an alter ego action, it's just a basic upgrade and just a wild resource for nothing basically. It's a good card. And also we have a strange ally here, Pip the Troll. So he costs 2, 1 thought, 1 attack, has toughness and 2 health, but while he's in your hand, he gains this ability, Interrupt. When a player is attacked, spend 2 resources, the energy and mental resources, and put Pip the Troll into play on that player's control. So if someone gets attacked, spend those 2 resources, slam him down, toughness, and you can defend straight away with Pip the Troll. With toughness 2, you can take a lot of damage. So that's his cards out of the way. Now he has 1 basic card, this ally here, Martin X or Tinaga. Cost 3, 1 thought, 1 attack, 4 hit points, the Guardian character. Reduce the cost to play Martin X by 1 if your identity has the Guardian trait. So he actually only costs 2 because we have the Guardian trait. So 4 health for 2 is a pretty good ally. Let's go through the Justice cards first. So we have Living Tribunal. Now there's 1 of each of these cards in each of these aspects. These are these strange event cards what you shuffle into the counter deck. So you pay 2, you shuffle this into the counter deck without looking. Just shuffle it in randomly. When it's revealed, remove 2 threat from the main scheme, remove this card from the game. This effect cannot be cancelled. So you play shuffle into the counter deck. When it's revealed as an encounter card, instead of having an encounter card, you just remove 2 threat from the scheme, take out the game. Now it's good because it thins his deck out, makes his deck more consistent, and it helps trigger Soulworm more often, so it's pretty good too. And also, if you see it coming up in the top of the counter deck, you know it's not going to be a boost icon card. If it is your turn for an encounter card, it's going to be something positive anyway. We also have a copy of For Justice, so remove 3 threat from a scheme or 4 unfed if you pay for this card using a mental resource. Staple card there is we have Zone of Silence, it's an event for 1, spell Thought. So play only if your identity has a mystic trait, so that'd be him and obviously Doctor Strange. Hero action Thought, choose a scheme and discard up to 4 cards top of your deck and remove 1 threat from that scheme for each card discarded this way. So like I said before, there's a lot of ways discarding cards for your deck. So you can go for your deck quite fast, this guy is quite strange. But for the cost of 1, just discarding 4 cards, you can move up to 4 threat from the scheme with cost of 1, so it's pretty handy. Her Intuition, upgrade for 2, plus 1 4, because our stats are pretty mediocre, so upping our stats up is pretty good for us. Strange resource card here, Determination. So 1 resource, wild resource, after you spend this card, remove 1 threat from the scheme. So not only do you get to use it to pay for something, but it also removes threat from the scheme as well, so it's actually really good with this how this deck works. And lastly we have a unique villain, Quasar, or Wendell Vaughn. Cost 3, 1 thought, 2 attack, 3 hit points, aerial guardian trait. After he enters play, remove 1 threat from each scheme in play, so he is exceptionally good against certain, especially in the campaign when you've got a lot of schemes out, so you can ping 1 from each scheme in play. That's the Justice cards. So protection cards now, we have Shield Spell, so much like the other card before, where you have to have the Mystic trait. It costs 0 though, but defense, hero and top defense, when you would take a damage from attack, discard that many cards top of your deck and prevent all damage from that attack. So we can basically negate any damage from the top of the attack, as long as we have cards on our deck obviously. So it's really handy in dire situations when we need to use that. So after that we have Armor Vest, just obviously only costs 1 extra defense. We've got 2 defense, it's not the worst, but you know having 3 is always handy. Another of those cool resource cards, so Preservation. So this is much like the one for the Justice set. So after you spend this card, heal 1 damage from your hero. So spend it, play a card, and heal damage. So it's like a 2-for-1 kind of play. So the Gardener. Another one of those weird cards, shuffle into the encounter deck. So shuffle it in, and then when it's revealed, heal 2 damage from your identity with the card from the game. So another one of those cards that thins the deck out and helps you out a little bit as well. Counter Punch, after your hero defends against the attack, deal damage to that enemy equal to your attack. So obviously we have 1 from each class here, 1 from each aspect, it's going to help us out a lot. And our last card is Unique Ally, Charlie 27. So it costs 4, 1 thought, 1 attack, 4 hit points. He has Retaliate and Toughness. So he's a little bit like Luke Cage, but he gets Toughness as well. Sorry, Retaliate as well, so it's pretty good to sit there and to pick off minions. Okay, onto the leadership cards now. So we have Summoning Spell. Cost 2, discard cards top of your deck until you discard an ally. Put ally into play in your control. So basically you pay 2. Discard cards to get an ally and playing for free, so it's really good against the big costing allies like Charlie 27, or you have Nick Fury or someone like Heimdall, someone quite pricey. Inspired, attached to an ally, plus 1 thought, plus 1 attack, just good because I have a lot of allies in this deck, help them a bit stronger. Eternity, such a cool artwork on that card, love that artwork. much like the other cards in there, shuffle into the card deck without looking. When you reveal it, draw a card, move from the game, so handy little card to have for a free card draw. Make the call, obviously 0, you can pay the printed cost of an ally in the discard pile, put that ally to play in your control. You have a lot of allies here, so playing them back's going to be handy. The unique sort of resource card, Innovation. As you spend this card, heal 1 damage from ally you control, so it's really good. You can attack with an ally, play this, play a second ally, then heal 1 from that ally. And lastly, we have a unique ally for this section set, leadership set. We have Major Victory, or Vance Astro. Only costs 2, 1 float, 1 attack, 2 hit points, but as an interrupt, when he's defeated, choose a friendly Guardian character and ready that character. So that's really good, because obviously he's a Guardian, and all the allies here are Guardians too, so ready any ally wants to ready up, that's good. And lastly, the Aggression cards now. So we have the Aggression resource, Audacity. As you spend this resource, dealing damage to the villain, so pretty good. I mean, we have to be in hero mode to do some of these effects, but it's still handy. Magic Attack, so like the other cards we've seen before, the other spell cards, cost 1. Choose an enemy, discard 5 cards off of your deck, and deal 1 damage to enemy for each card's card this way. So like I said, we're going to filter through the deck quite fast, flit it through all the deck, flit it through all the cards. But 5 damage for 1, discarding 5 cards is pretty good, but it is risky. Might have some good cards in our discard pile, but you know, who knows. Combat Training, +1 to the attack, because our attack's quite low, or staple card. Uppercut, one of the old core set cards, 3 for 5 damage, just a handy little event card. So the in-betweener, much like the other weird cosmic entity cards, shuffle into the card deck without looking. When it's revealed, deal 2 damage to the enemy and remove this card from the game, which is really good. It's also good as well as you don't have to be in alter ego mode to trigger this. You can hero mode or alter ego mode, you just do 2 damage to the enemy, remove from the game. Lastly, we have the unique aggression ally Marvel Boy, or Novar. 2 cost, 0 for 2 attack, 2 hit points as the Guardian and Kree traits, and when he attacks, spend a physical resource to give the attack piercing and range, so can be quite useful. So such a bizarre deck, very weird. And I'm going to show you how this deck works now against Ebony Maw in standard mode. Okay, onto the gameplay. So this is Ebony Maw standard mode. So this is the first villain from the set. He's quite a good villain to play off. He's not too hard, he's quite weak, has low hit points, but he's got these spell cards that are quite tricky. They have counters on them, and after he activates, you remove a counter, and when the last counter is removed, there's certain effects like damage or stun or confuse you. So, although he's not too tough, the spell cards can be quite tricky, so we'll keep an eye on them. So, shuffle the counter deck. He has 14 hit points, 2 scheme, 1 attack. As a force interrupt, when he activates against you, remove an invocation counter from each spell card in your play area. His main scheme, Attack on Nowhere, has 1 starting threat. When revealed, discard cards off the counter deck until a spell environment is discarded, and put that spell into their play, and then shuffle the counter discard pile back into the counter deck. So let's have a look, let's see what we get. There we go, there's 1 straight away. So this is one of the spell cards here, Manipulation, as they all have Surge as well, so be careful for that. Comes into play with 2 counters, and if the last one's removed, discard this card and discard a card from your hand at random, and then also Confuse, so quite annoying. There we go, so that's that ready. 14 hit points. I've got 11 hit points down here. Let's just shuffle up my deck just to make it nice and randomised. So shuffle up, 11 hit points, 6 hand size. Let's go. Adam Warlock vs Ebony Maw, round 1. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so what have we got here? So we've got Cosmic Awareness. That's useless. No threat on the scheme so far. Make the call. Don't need that because there's nothing in the discard pile. Generate resource is good. That upgrade is really good too. I've got a cheap ally as well. So I'm going to discard Cosmic Awareness and make the call. Let's get this. So Quantum Magic and Cosmic Awareness again, that's fine. So Quantum Magic is choose a card in the discard pile, add it to my hand. So first of all, let's flip them over. Let's play the Karmic Staff. There we go. What we're going to do is we're just going to attack right now to do 1 to him. Then we're going to spend 1 wild resource from this, 1 from the Gardener, Major Victory, and then we're going to have him attack as well, bringing down to 2, sorry 12, not 2, that'd be pretty good early on. Ooh, 1 on there, ready up, so let's see what we get. So 2, 3, 4 and 5, so we've got 2 good sort of justice cards here, but we don't need them right now. It's only 1/1 from the main scheme, so they're pretty useless, but they can help pay for Adam for his cape. We can exhaust that when we do his ability to ready Adam Warlock. Magic attack for extra damage, and that as well. That combined magic attack could be quite good, so we're going to do that next turn, show how that works. So, villain phase now. So, 1 threat on the main scheme. He activates off there. So we're gonna take this. He has 1 attack, so fingers crossed we get a pretty weak boost card. That was not a weak boost card. That's 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's not too bad. That's not the worst thing in the world. And counter card is caught off guard. Oh no, my stuff. No, discard of stuff. Right, that's it. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so we're gonna Sonus Silence for Justice to play his cape. We're gonna spend Audacity for magic attack. Because we spent that, do 1 damage to the villain as a resource card. Discard 5 cards off my deck and do 1 damage to enemy for each card discarded this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A couple of Justice cards, and that is fine, really. So that's 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to 6. I'm going to attack for 1, down to 5. And ready up. We'll have him defend next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got Shield Spell here. That could be pretty handy. But I kind of want Charlie out, and the defense can be pretty good actually. A lot of protection cards here, so I had a Justice bit, I had an Aggression bit, and I've got a Protection bit. So next should be the Leadership kind of hand. Let's see what we get. So 1 on there, that removes. This goes. So I'm confused, and a random card from my hand is gone. Let's just do as randomly as I can. Oh, I kind of wanted the vest. That sucks. He attacks. Okay, could you use Shield Spell? No, we'll save that. We'll have him defend. So 2, he is gone. What's that? Counter card is Bubble Storm. So Surge, 3 counters. When last one's removed, 2 damage to each card I controlled. That's pretty nasty. Nasty card. Surge as well. So Agent Thanos, hero mode. Do 1 damage to your hero for each spell in play. That's 1 damage. Okay, so what can we do here? Let's play 1, 2, 3, no. So let's play Martin X. It only costs 2, so we're going to discard these. So 1, 2, I use that, so heal 1, that healing resource. Martin X is there. Going to have him Thought for 1. We'll have Adam Warlock flip over, discard this to remove the status card, and then recover 1, 2, 3, back up to 10. There we go. On there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've got some good cards here. Some threat removal, some damage. We've got Pit the Troll, more attack, and an anti-treachery card. So we should be okay here. So 1 on there. It could advance scheme here. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Yep, that perfectly goes. So onto here. Shuffle it back into the counter deck and discard cards till I get a spell environment into play. So shuffle that into there. Discard cards, still get a spell. Some annoying cards I get rid of here, so I don't mind that. That's pretty good. Some minions, some annoying cards, a big side scheme, more minions. Oh my god, where's the spell? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have Fireball. It's one of the worst ones, Fireball is, because last one's removed, we deal 4 damage to entity. That's 4 straight damage, so that's quite a tough card to have. And counter card now is Shadows of the Past. No. Okay, let's look at his Nemesis though. We can show you Nemesis. The Magus, so he is Quick Strike and Toughness. After he activates against you, discard top 5 cards of your deck. So luckily we're in Alter Ego mode. We have Universal Church of Truth, so after a player resets their deck, exhaust the entity and stun the player. That's pretty annoying. This deck is always resetting the deck, so that starts on 2 and has a Salvation token. Into play. And we have these 2 minions, Seal of Truth, so 1 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points, and you cannot remove threat from this side scheme if they're in play. And lastly, Cosmic Inquisition, inside 2, so 2 threat on the scheme. If this side scheme is in play, discard top 10 cards of your deck, otherwise put that into play, so that's pretty irritating. This went instantly quite tough. Okay, so we've got some issues here to deal with early on. Right, so what can we do with this? So first of all, flip him back over. This has got toughness as well, so that's toughness on there. Let's have Martin X attack this guy. Get the toughness. Adam Warlock, Thwart for 1 on this. Discard Determination. Ability, 2 threat from a scheme. That's that instantly gone. Such good ability that is. Also removes this. Because I've done that, I get to exhaust this, ready him back up again. We're then going to play Eternity and Cosmic Ward to play for Karma Blast. 4 to enemy, and discard. We'll do 2 cards just in case. 1, 2. That didn't work. So just 4 damage. That's 4 on there. Have him attack and finish him off. There we go. Because he is annoying. We can't do much else, so we're going to just wait. So we're going to ready up. But we got rid of the entire minion size key thing. We'll keep Hit the Troll, we'll keep combat training. So that's 4, 5, summoning spell, 2 Comet Blasts. We'll save them, do massive damage. I can't quite play Pit the Troll, I haven't got the resources for him, but never mind. Okay, so onto the villain phase now. So he attacks, so take 1 off this and 1 off this. He attacks, I'm just going to take the damage here. So 1 plus 2 is 3, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. Counter card is Outrider. When revealed, discard a card from your hand. He's only got 1 scheme 1 attack, 2 health at random. So let's. Oh, Comet Blast. Need that. Okay, so. What can we do here? Then discard combat training. What can we do here? So I'm going to attack for 1, down to 4. I'm going to discard this for his ability. So 2 damage to an enemy. And then trigger Battle Mage, ready up. And then I'm going to play Comet Blast, deal 4 damage to an enemy. I'm going to discard no cards because you want to carry over. So he's down to 0. So stage 1's defeated. On stage 2. Stage 2's not too bad. He has 2 scheme, 2 attack, 18 hit points. When revealed, discard cards top of the counter deck until you get a spell card at points of play in our play area. So where's the spell? Another one here, so this one is Pacification. Well, last one's removed. Exhaust each upgrade you control, and I'm also stunned, so that's pretty annoying. I'm going to watch out for these spells. They're going to kick my ass at them in, so that's that. We're going to attack for 1 and 17. I'm going to use... Actually, we're going to have him attack as well. He's got 4 hit points. He can defend next turn, down to 16. There we go. Ready up. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, Quantum Magic, get a card back from my discard pile and get Soul Word back out, perfectly in time to get this. Marble Boy, Inspired, a bit too late for that, a bit too late for that as well. Counter Punch could work though, let's try that. So, villain phase now, 1 on there, 1 off this, 1 off this, and 1 off this. He attacks, he can defend, so 2 plus 2 is 4. He is completely dead. Counter card, Channeling Trance. Remove unification counter from each spell environment in your play area. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so 1 off there, 1 off there. Oh, they're all going to resolve. Oh no. 2 damage to me. Oh, that sucks. I'm going to take 4 off that next turn as well, so be careful for that. So, right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play... Protection and play Quantum Magic. Choose a card from the discard pile, add that card to your hand. I'm going to choose Soul World because it's a really good card. I'm going to play Marvel Boy. I'm going to play Heritage Tradition, play Soul World. So my deck runs out. I can put a soul counter there, exhaust it, heal myself completely. And then I'm going to I'm going to discard. I'm going to attack with Adam Warlock. I'm going to discard Marvel Boy to deal 2 damage to him, so down to 13. Triggers this, raise up, and then I'm going to thwart for 1, flip over, and wait. So that's my go over it. So go to counter punch, don't need that. So 1, 2, shuffle this up, get an encounter card. Hanging in there, getting counter card. 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got my staff back for Justice for that next turn. Cosmic Awareness, so that threat is nothing, and I finally got Mystic Senses out too. So because I get deck emptied, we're going to put a counter on Soul World. So here's go now activate. So 1 on there. So 1 off this and this. So this one is 4 damage to me. Down to 1. This one is exhaust each upgrade I control, and I'm also stunned, so that is not fun. He schemes, so 2 plus 2 is 4. That sounds 6. First counter card is Regeneration Cycle. Exhausting. Yeah, let's do that. Exhausting, that's from the game. Second one is Abjuration. Attached to Ebony Maw. Prevents all damage to Ebony Maw. So after Abjuration prevents 2 more damage from attack, discarding. So basically it's got a shield. And I've got to deal 2 damage in one go to discard the shield. Okay, that's pretty irritating. Okay, let's do this really cool thing here. So first of all, I'm going to exhaust this to heal all damage density. So go from 1 health up to 11 in one big move. I'm going to discard a card from my hand. Let's discard the Gardener. I don't need to heal. To get rid of this, I love that ability so much. Flip him over. Let's play Uppercut for Justice for Karmic Staff. Karmic Staff and Mystic Senses for Cosmic Awareness. We're going to do that and discard, let's discard 3 cards. So first of all, 3 off this, so it's down to 3. Discard 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So we had Aggression and Justice. That's that done. So down to 1. It's nice and low. So not too bad. I've got my upgrades out. He's back on 1 threat, so we're okay so far. There we go. Ready up and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Living Tribunal, Quasar, Cosmic Ward in between it. If I'm going to play in between it and maybe Quasar next turn. So 1 on here, it's got no spells out, so we're okay. He attacks, I will defend to get some momentum back. So 2 plus 1 is 3, minus 2 is 1. Counter card is Zealot of Truth. Not too bad. Just got quite a lot of hit points, got 4 hit points, okay. So we are going to exhaust this and play 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3. Quasar, remove 1 effect from each scheme. Have Quasar attack Ebony Maw down to 11. And I'm also going to discard this to charge to an enemy. Can't do any damage, but this is prevented instead. That's that gone. And I'm also going to discard this to remove 1 damage from an ally, which triggers this to ready up. Have him attack again, down to 10. Ready up again. Here we go. Got on the ropes. He's on 10 health. 3, 4, 5. We've got Shield, we've got Charlie, we've got Major Victory. We've got so many allies in the deck, he's quite fun to play with. So, villain phase now. 1 on here, he attacks, I will defend. So 2 plus 2 is 4. That's 2 damage I take. And I will take 2 from the Zealot, down to 6. My counter card is... So, attach a friendly character with the highest attack and exhaust it, and it cannot ready. I've got to spend 3 resources to discard this card. Okay, pretty irritating. Luckily, it's got more attack than me. That's not too bad. Okay, my go. So, I'm going to play 1 off this and play Preservation to heal 1 for my hero. With that, I'll play Major Victory to ready. So, he's in play there. I'm going to spend a 1 from Shield spell to play for Armor Vest. More defense. So we're going to have Major Victory here. Let's have him just attack for 1. It's only 1 damage, but it gets him down a little bit, down to 9. Ready up. He can't ready up, he's stuck. There we go. We'll keep charged in case. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Cardiac Blast. That should hopefully, with our attack, finish him off. So hopefully with this we can finish him off. So 1 on there. He activates. I'll let Major Victory defend. So 2 plus, that's 3. He is gone. He attacks. I'll take that. So down to 5. Counter card is deal 1 damage to your hero for each spell. No spells. Gain Surge. He attacks me and each minion. So I'm going to let him attack me here. So 2 plus, that is nothing. Down to 3, and he can attack me as well, so down to 1. Ooh, it's getting pretty close. So can we finish him off here? So let's see. We're going to discard this card. Actually, no. We're going to attack for 1, down to 8. We're going to discard Eternity, because it's a leadership card. We get +1 to all our stats until end of turn, which will ready him up. He's got +1 to all his stats. Attack again for 2, down to 6. and then going to play 1 off this and Determination for Comic Blast, 4 to an enemy. He's down to 2. I'm going to discard 4 cards. If I just get at least 2 different types of aspects, he's defeated. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I only had the full set then. So yeah, extra 3 damage, and he is dead. So that's it for the playthrough Adam Warlock. Very strange, very weird hero to play with. But it's going to be really fun to make decks with. I'm going to play for each of these villains standalone mode with the pre-con decks, and then once I've got the idea of the heroes and I've got a deck I want to make, I'm going to play through the campaign mode and see how that plays out. Look forward to the next video with Spectrum versus Proxima Midnight and Corvius Grave, and then eventually onto Thanos. Any questions about this deck, or this gameplay, or this villain, or this set, ask down below. I'll respond to you. If you can like and subscribe, I appreciate that, and thank you for watching.